Hello everybody, it's Tsukasa, and welcome back to the alpha of Cube World, the awesome new indie sandbox RPG. Today, in this episode of my continuing tutorial series on the alpha of Cube World, I'm going to be talking a little bit more in depth about some subjects I briefly mentioned, and that is the class specializations that you get to pick, and skills that you get to put your points into when you level up. And I'm also going to tell you how to change up your skills later on if you decide you want to try something different, and how to change your class specialization if you want to try the other one. So let's get started here. First off, you just hit X to pull up your class skill window, and you will note that there are several different things in here. The bottom three are common pool skills that you can put points into. These are the same on every character regardless of your class. So those three are always going to be there. The top two sections here, these are going to be different depending on your class. The second row here, these are your three skills or abilities that you can unlock for your class. And the top two are your class's specializations. Now, you can think of your specializations kind of like subclasses or advanced classes. Each one has two options to pick from. Generally speaking, one option is aggressive, sort of damage-based, and the other option is a more defensive or support-based one. So, for example, I'm a rogue, so my choices are assassin and ninja. The assassin is more damage-based, the assassin is the defensive-based. Also, generally speaking, the one on the left is offensive and the one on the right is defensive. And you always start as the one on the left. So, another example is for mage. The one on the left is fire. It's the damage-based one. The one on the right it's got some offensive capability, but it's more focused on healing and support, and that's water. Anyways, though, for the different specializations, each one comes with different perks and bonuses that are applied when you have that specialization set. The assassin here gets Way of the Shadows, which makes each of my special attacks, when I hit right click, it increases my stealth. And stealth is something that increases my damage output, my critical strike chance, and it regenerates mana points. Now, as the ninja, my two things that I get are Counter Strike, which I dodge all attacks while performing my right click special attack, and I get Elusiveness, which means each time I successfully dodge an attack, I will gain 25 mana points, and my next right-click special attack will be a critical. Funny enough, actually, in the combat video, I had this set to ninja. I forgot about that, and these purple bubbles were coming up, if you remember. I didn't realize what that was. I thought maybe that was poison. No, actually, that was Elusiveness going off, and those purple bubbles were me gaining my 25 mana points. Anyways, though, it should also be noted that depending on which specialization you pick, you get different abilities down here. Now, most of the time, only one of the three is going to be different. For example, like the rogue, the first two are the same regardless of which specialization I pick. I get intercept and sneak no matter which way I go, and the final one here is the one that's different. As a ninja, I get a shuriken attack where I throw a shuriken, a ninja star, and as an assassin, I get camouflage. So, whenever you start the game here, look over the two different specialization options that you get, see what bonuses they give, and what ability it unlocks, depending on which spec you go, and try to decide one that fits your playstyle best, the one that you want to go as, whether you want the damage dealer or the support class, defensive or offensive, and try both of them out, find the one you like the best, and then use it. Now, you can switch the two just by clicking the one that's grayed out, the one that you don't have currently set. Just click it, and then at the bottom you get the Learn and Cancel button. Click Learn, voila, I am now an assassin. It should be noted, though, that you can only do this. You can only switch on the fly like that if you're still level 1. You can change later on, but you can't do it just anywhere, and you can't do it for free. So I'll cover that in a minute, but you need to know that while you're level 1, try both of them out, switch the two out, see which one you like best, see which one you think you might want to stick with, and be sure you have that one set when you level up to level 2. Because if you're level 2 or beyond, you can switch, but it's going to cost you money, and you have to go to a special spot to do that, which is a NPC trainer guy here at the city. I'll show you that here in a minute. So, anyway, that's just specializations. That's the different skills that you can spec into. Of course, like I've said, every time you level up, you gain 2 skill points. You can put them in anywhere you want in here. I can put them into intercept, or I could put them into the common pool things down here. That's what I'm going to talk about now. The first option here is Pet Master. Makes your pet stronger, increases their health. Now you might be thinking, what pet? I don't have a pet. How do I get a pet? Well, I'll do a whole video on that, but suffice it to say, there are pets in the game. They're not cosmetic, they're combat pets. There's a whole slew of different ones. How you get them is you tame them from creatures out in the wild. Generally, these are the passive, non-aggressive creatures that you find out there, like the guard dog, or the shepherd dog, the turtle, and so on and so forth. Each one has its own set role, and like the guard dog, well, it's a guard dog. It's going to attack your enemies for you and do damage. The other turtle, it's a tank, so it's going to be your a defender. So it'd be good for like a mage or a healer. It will tank for you. So that's pretty cool. There's a whole bunch of different ones you can get, and like I said, I'll do a whole video about that. And they're generally the non-aggressive types, but there are a few of the hostile mobs that you can actually tame and make into a pet. Obviously, that's going to be harder to do and a lot more dangerous, but some of them can be done. Anyway, though, once you get some points into Pet Master, you can then later on get the riding ability. Here, you can unlock that with your skill points, and that will allow you to ride your pet like a mount. So you can tame a horse and turn it into a giddy-up, take-me-somewhere horse and ride it around. So that's pretty cool. Briefly, though, how you go about taming those pets is you need pet food. There's a whole tab in here in your inventory that pet food would show up if you had any. And you need some pet food that a creature would like. So each creature out there has a set food that he likes, and you have to take that food to him and feed it to him. And if the food you give him is the one he likes, he will then become tamed and become your pet. Anyway, more on that in a later episode. The next option in here is the climbing. Climbing is pretty cool. It makes the climbing skill that you can do, it makes it more efficient, basically. It consumes less stamina while you climb, so in effect you can climb higher. Now, the really cool thing about this is later on, as you put points into that, it unlocks hang gliding. The use of hang gliders is unlocked with this. Hang gliders are a really cool item you can buy from the potion/miscellaneous vendor guy. It costs 10 silver, but don't spend your silver on that and buy it unless you've got the skill thing unlocked so you can use it. Now the hang glider works by you just climb up onto as big of hill as you can find nearby, and you jump off and hang glide, and you can't fly with it, but you can glide for a really far distance and travel rather far pretty quickly. And well, you're gliding, man. It's just cool. That's a really cool feature in the game. The next option here is swimming. You put points into this and it allows you to swim faster. And as you put points into that later on, it unlocks the sailing ability, which gives you the use of boats. You can drive a boat around. Boats are like the hang glider. They're found on the potion/miscellaneous vendor guy, and they're also 10 silver. But just like the hang glider, don't spend your 10 silver on it unless you put the points in here and have enabled the usage of them. Otherwise, you're just wasting your monies. So, next up, let's talk about how you respec and change this. Well, maybe you put your first 2 points in the climbing. You put points into that thinking it would unlock the hang gliding, but it didn't, or what have you. So maybe you thought, well, maybe I should maybe I should have put those into my class skill up here, and that might be more useful for me at this minute. You can go about changing that up. It just costs some money. All you got to do is right click the skill and it will pop the points out, and it will show you down here at the bottom how much it's going to cost, and you'll have a confirm and a cancel button, but the confirm button will be grayed out and you'll be like, well, what the heck? Is that broken? Is it a bug? I just can't do it in this current build. No, that's not it at all. You're just not at the right spot. For both respecking your skills and for changing your class specialization if you're level 2 and beyond, you can't do it on the fly just anywhere. You have to do it at the NPC trainer guys here in the cities. Now, I'm going to tell you a bit about them and how to find them. So, once you come to the city, you will notice that the city is broken up into different districts. You got the trade district, the crafting district. Obviously, the trade is where the vendors are. Crafting districts where the crafting stations are. You got the pet district, which I haven't found anything special about it yet. Maybe it's probably going to be done in a future update, and they're going to add the content for that in. But right now, I haven't noticed anything that it does. Anyway, the fourth and final one that you'll see is the Adventurer District. Now, in the Adventurer District is where you find those NPCs to respec your character. You have to be at the right NPC for your class. There are 4 of them here, 1 for each class, and the easiest way to find them, obviously come to the Adventurer District, but then once you're there, depending on your city, it could be pretty spread out and a little bit hard to find, so what you want to look for are the right buildings. You see this pink-haired, cool color, just like mine. You see she's got a sword on her back, looks just like my sword. That's because she's the rogue NPC person. Now, the easy way to tell this at a distance, though, if you can't see what weapon they have on their back, is by the building they're standing in. You can see this looks kind of like a dojo or an Asian-style building. That's because, well, the rogue's got that advanced class of the ninja, so it kind of fits that theme. So if you see this building like this, you will find underneath its roof the rogue NPC. And all you have to do is come in here. If you push R to talk to him, it's just going to pop up that random thing that everyone says, a different random thing. That's not how you do it. You just push X, pull up your skill window, and then if you try to right-click to take your skill points out, it will no longer be grayed out. Or if you click to switch your specialization, that will no longer be grayed out, and it will tell you how much money it costs. So you got to have the right amount of money, and you have to be standing next to your NPC guy here. If you're not a rogue, look, well, for example, if you're a mage, look for this building here. It's the one with the pillars. Looks kind of like a wizard's tower with a weird purple thing on the roof. The mage guy is underneath that roof. If you're a fighter, look for this one that looks kind of like a castle. That's a pretty cool little thing. The fighter guy is underneath that roof. And if you're the ranger, it's right around the corner on this map, look for the archery range thing that looks like this. And that's where the archer guy is. So, I think that pretty much covers it. I hope you did learn something. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to thumbs up if you did. Subscribe for more, because in the next episode we're continuing along and I'm going to talk about the crafting stations, how you go about crafting stuff and refining the materials that you find out in the wild, and I'm going to walk you through how to craft those health potions with the heart flowers we were collecting. So stay tuned for that. Until next time though, this is Tsukasa signing out. I hope you all have a good one.